Good morning. Today, I am here all by myself. And before I get started, as I'm waiting for hopefully people to come in, I'm just going to check and make sure that I am live on my Facebook page for those of you that are going to be joining me. Okay, I don't see myself coming up here. Oh, there I am. Okay, perfect. So let me just make sure that I'm on public. No, there I am now. Okay, perfect. So I am live on my own Facebook page today for a different episode of Raw and Unscripted. Today, Kim is still enjoying her vacation. So she is probably sitting in the sun right now. And I decided that, good morning, Kim. I decided that every day I try and do something that scares me. One thing that scares me. And this scares me. This scares me going live without a partner, without somebody to chat with, without somebody to take over at times when I need to collect my thoughts. So this is definitely a challenge for me today. But I decided that I was going to push myself. I was going to try to do this on my own. And so here I am. So bear with me if I may interact. Hi, Jacqueline. Oh, thank you, Kim. I appreciate it. And I may interact a little bit more with the comments today just because I don't have Kim to interact with. Today, I want so feel free to comment as I'm going through and to ask questions if you want. Today, I'm talking about something that has really changed my life. And that is my belief now that I am creating my reality with my thoughts. I didn't used to believe this. I used to believe that I was really just a plaything for the universe, that whatever happened to me determined my life, that my circumstances determined everything in my life, determined how happy I was, determined how fulfilled I was, that all of those things that I really had no control over decided my happiness. And I now believe that to be untrue. I believe that was a lie that I was telling myself. And when I began to, good morning, Jeannie, good to have you here. When I changed my belief about that, my life really started to transform. And what I know is that this is something that a lot of people don't know about. For me, understanding the power that I had to control my thoughts opened up this whole world to me. It feels like magic to me. I know it's not magic. I know it's actually the law of the universe. It's the laws that govern our universe. But it really does feel like magic when I started to apply it in my life. And that's really what I want to share with you today. I do have some notes, so if you see me, as I say, this is a little bit scary for me. If you see me going to my notes, it's because I just wanted to make sure that I remembered the things that I wanted to share with you today. The first thing that I want you to understand is that everything is energy. Everything in the world is made up of energy, that we are energetic beings. There is photography that can photograph our energetic field, that everything in the world is made up of energy. And If you have a sharp enough microscope, you can look at anything and see that everything is always moving. There is always energy moving in there. Even a dead body has energy because it is able to break down, and that requires energy. Our thoughts have an energy. And you would feel this. You When you are going about your day, you know that some days you're on a high. And when you are feeling a positive energy, when you are feeling good, there are positive thoughts going through your head. You might be saying to yourself, I can do anything today. I'm feeling proud of myself. I'm feeling good about myself today. I'm capable. Life is good. I am loved. All of those positive thoughts create an energy, and they create a positive vibration, because everything that is an energy can be related to a vibration. It's on a certain vibration. So your positive thoughts are on a high vibration. That's why we say, I'm on a high, when things are positive, when our thoughts are positive. And the opposite can be said when we are having negative thoughts. We often say we are feeling low or we're feeling down. And that really relates to the vibrational level of our thoughts. When we're feeling down, we might be saying to ourselves, I can't do this. Um, I'm always tired. I'm broke. I don't feel good. Life is hard. Those are the thoughts that are on a lower vibrational level. And we feel them. And we often feel the energy of the thoughts of other people. Have you ever walked into a room and you can feel the energy of the room? People emit that energy, and it's often contagious. You can walk into a room and feel a negative energy, and it can immediately bring you down. So, the energy that you bring to your life, to a space, is contagious. We have over 60,000 thoughts a day. That's mind blowing to me. And we think that we have no control over those thoughts. And most of the time, they are habitual. They are thoughts that are just running on repeat in our minds. We just listen to them over and over and over again. And most of them are negative, because our mind protects itself, and it wants to use the fewest calories and save the most energy every day. So those thoughts that are running on repeat in your mind, they're really comfortable for your mind. Your mind is saying, yeah, I know these thoughts. I run these all the time. This is so natural to me. I don't have to expend any energy to run these thoughts. And those are the thoughts that we continue to run in our mind. And many of those thoughts that are on repeat are not serving us. They are creating the same results over and over again in our life, and often results that we don't want to have. When you start to become aware of those thoughts, and that's something that I challenge you to do today, is to start to take a thought inventory. To just stop yourself every so often and think to yourself, what is the thought that is going through my mind right now? Is it negative? Is it positive? And how am I feeling right now in this moment? Because if you're feeling crappy in a moment, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling defeated, if you're feeling frustrated, and you pay attention to the thought that you're having, you will see that it is the thought that is creating that feeling. It's normal to be feeling, to have those negative thoughts. It's absolutely normal to have those negative thoughts running through your mind all the time, because that is what your mind is created for. It's created to keep you safe. And even though those thoughts might not be serving you, they are keeping you safe and they are keeping you comfortable. So you might be saying to yourself, well, I can't change my thoughts. And that's what I believed. I believed that I could not change my thoughts, that my thoughts were something that were that were outside of my control. I couldn't change them. And most of you might think that. But the truth is that you absolutely can change them. And I know that because I've done it and I continue to do it every day. It's not a place that you get to where you can control your thoughts all the time, but it is something that you can work towards. So you might be saying to yourself, where do these thoughts come from? These thoughts that are running through my head, how do I even become aware of where they're coming from? They are so normal for me. You're right, Jeannie, they do keep you from growing. These thoughts keep you stuck. And today I want to share with you a little bit about where they're coming from and what you can do about them. So I'm going to use a couple little illustrations here. And these are just old school little drawings that I've done. And your thoughts are coming from your beliefs. So if you have a look at my drawing here, hope you can see it. Your beliefs, which, and this is a whole other topic, I'm not going to get into it today, but your beliefs come from your subconscious mind. This is the part of your mind that has taken in everything, all your experiences, everything people have said about you. Mostly these beliefs come from your childhood before the age of 7. So many of the beliefs that you hold today come from those early years of your life. And those most certainly can be changed. You can absolutely change your beliefs. You can reprogram your subconscious mind. Again, I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole other program. That's the work that I do with people, but it's much more involved than a 30-minute call here. But what I want to explain to you is that your beliefs create your thoughts. So if you have a belief, let's say you have a belief from your early childhood that you're not smart. Maybe something has happened in your childhood that has created that belief in you. And it's a belief that's been running for years and years and years. And you have been able to find evidence for it because you find what you're looking for. So you look for that evidence. You will always act in alignment with your beliefs. You will always search out evidence to support them, even if the beliefs are not supporting you. So if you have a belief that you are not very smart, you are going to have thoughts that support that belief. So your thoughts might be, I can't do that. I'm not smart enough. Somebody else is smarter than me. Somebody else can do this better than me. I can't get that job because I'm not smart enough. I can't go back to school. I'm not smart enough. Those are the thoughts that you are going to be having. Those thoughts create your feelings. Everything you feel inside comes from a thought you are having. That was game changing for me because I believed that I didn't have any control over my feelings. What I felt was what I felt. And I wasn't controlling that. The outside world was controlling that. If somebody did something to upset me, that was that person's fault that I was feeling upset. It had nothing to do with me. But what I realize now is that I create my reality. And this is the creation cycle. This is how we create everything in our lives. It starts with the thought. So if the thought is, I'm not smart, and you're going into a situation, let's say a job interview, you're going to be feeling already defeated. You're going to be feeling like, I can't do this. I'm never going to get this job. The person interviewing me is going to realize that I'm not smart enough. Those are the feelings you're going to have. And those feelings are going to create an action in you. And that action is likely you're not going to put your best foot forward. You're not going to be able to say the things you want to say. You're not going to be able to portray yourself the way you want to because your thoughts are affecting your feelings, which are affecting your actions. And your actions are going to create a result for you. I realize this is probably backwards for you guys, and I apologize. It's probably everything is the wrong way. And because of that thought that started out, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, you will probably create a result of not getting that job. So your thoughts have created your result. And the truth is, every thought you have creates a result. Every result that you have in your life was created by a thought. So when you look at the results in your life, and this was exactly my story. I believed that what I was creating or I believed that the results in my life had nothing to do with me. The results had to do with everybody else. I blamed everybody else. I blamed my circumstances. I blamed other people. I blamed everybody else but me. I didn't take responsibility for anything that was happening in my life because my belief was I wasn't worthy of any good things. So my thoughts were created from that belief, and my thoughts were, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. Nobody likes me. And so those created the feelings in myself of having to prove myself, of not feeling worthy. And my actions were a result of those feelings. And I created results in my life that I didn't want. So what I figured out is that I had to go back. I had to change my thoughts. Now that is a huge undertaking. I had to change those thoughts that were keeping me stuck, that were giving me the results that I didn't want in my life. And what I realized is that I couldn't change those thoughts until I changed the beliefs that were creating the thoughts. I let my circumstances determine a lot of the thoughts that I was having. So if you look at this creation cycle, your results, the results that you're getting in your life. So if you're getting results that you don't want in your life, oftentimes what happens is we just go through the cycle again. So we get a result we don't want, and we allow that to determine our thought. So if we get a result, for example, if we use the getting a job, if we get a result of not getting the job, our next thought is, see, I'm not good enough. I can't do that. I'm not as smart as other people. And then the creation cycle just continues. So we have to break the cycle. We have to create a different cycle. And we can absolutely do that. And the way we do that is by changing the thoughts and changing the feelings and changing the results. So I just want to show you how you can reverse engineer the results that you want to have in your life. So if you, this again is probably backwards for you, but this is a way to reverse engineer what you want in your life. So let's imagine that the result you want is a new job. Okay, maybe you want to change careers. I did that late in my life, and I had to think different thoughts to do that. So let's look at a result as I want a new career. So, what action do I have to take? What actions do I have to take to get that new career? Well, I have to put myself out there. I have to go to interviews. I have to create a resume. I have to network with people. So, what feelings do I have to be able to do that? Well, I can't be feeling defeated. I can't be feeling like I'm worthless. I have to have feelings of, I can do this. I'm successful. I can be successful. I have to be feeling positively about me. I have to have some confidence in myself. Those are the feelings that I need to have to get the result that I want. So then I reverse engineer it. If those are the feelings that I have to have, what are the thoughts I have to be thinking? If I'm thinking I'm not smart, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, those aren't going to create the feelings that I need to create to move me to the actions to create the results that I want. I have to be thinking different thoughts. I have to be thinking thoughts of, I can be successful. I am worthy of this. I have to search for evidence that I've done this before. Changing your thoughts, changing your beliefs does take work. And it's an everyday practice, a practice that I still do every single day of my life. But it is within your control to do it. We have so much power to create our thoughts, which in turn creates that cycle, that creation cycle. I never used to believe, excuse me, that I could create anything in my life. I felt like I was a victim of my circumstances. And that's how I live my life. And everything changed when I understood that I had the power to create anything that I wanted in my life. And if you look back, and I've done a lot of work on this, I've done a lot of research because I believe that this idea of our thoughts having so much importance, I believe it didn't just start recently. The great leaders of the world have known for years and years and years, decades and centuries, that our thoughts are important, that our thoughts actually create our reality. If you look back at almost every great leader, I'm talking about the greats. I'm talking about Jesus. I'm talking about Buddha. I'm talking about all the amazing philosophers and all of the great thought leaders in our life, in our history. They had many different philosophies, but they all believed one thing. And if you research them, you will find they all believed that we become what we think about the most, that our thoughts matter. And all of those great thought leaders can't be wrong. But rarely do we consider that our thoughts matter. Rarely do we consider the power behind our thoughts. And when you start to unlock that power, when you start to understand your creative energy and your ability to create with your thoughts, the world opens up for you. It feels like magic. It does. But it is so possible. So that's why it's so important to choose your thoughts wisely. And I want to end with this little quote. And this is from Lao Tzu, who was a fourth century philosopher. And when I say this goes back years and years and years, and that all great leaders believe this, this is from the fourth century. And he said, "Watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny." So that quote begins with your thoughts and it ends with your destiny or your reality. So your thoughts create that reality. So I just encourage you to start to become aware of what you're thinking. Become aware of those 60, and you'll never become aware of those 60,000 thoughts, but start to become aware of just a few of the thoughts that are playing on repeat in your mind. And work on just changing one of them, just shifting one to a bit of a more positive thought. This is a process. Be kind to yourself as you're doing this. Be gentle. Don't beat yourself up. We all have negative thoughts. We all have mostly negative thoughts. So if you want to shift those, it's going to take a concerted effort. It's going to take commitment. And I invite you to start with just an awareness. Just become aware. Awareness is the first step to changing everything. So I want to thank you for being here, for holding space for me today as I shared. Thank you for all of the, yes, Jeannie, we are all so worthy. You are absolutely right. And I didn't get a chance to look at all of the comments, but I appreciate so much you being here to listen today. And next week, Kim and I should be back at it. And if you are watching the replay, please comment on that. Just want to remind you that if you're interested in learning more about how your thoughts can create your reality, I share a lot on my Facebook and my Instagram. And I also create programs where I teach people how to do this work. So if that is of interest to you, please reach out. And I hope you have an amazing day. Thanks again for joining me. See you next week.